hell?
Turn on, tune in, and do it fast. It's time for the Evercast. Are you ready to greet Ed, Rich, Crow, and Pete as they talk Evercade? Good times will never fade. Put away the switchblade, sheath the sword of Vienna. Stop the blaster master, there's no enemy below as we dip into euphoria. Turn on, tune in, and do it fast. It's time for the Evercast.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Evercast, your weekly dose of Evercade goodness. I'm one of your hosts, Rich. I'm with Crow.
Me? Yep, that's me.
What you got there?
What's your name?
It's a Frosty.
Oh, sweet.
Are you still alive?
I thought I recognized that.
Thinking
There's
blue
right,
guy number 5.
Yeah. We got Pete.
I am drinking. I think every show I've ever done, I've had my Yoda mug.
Oh, there you go. That's pretty cool.
G'day, mate.
I got a snap.
Happy 4th of July to you.
Yes.
all.
Yeah. Hope everyone had a great 4th and Canada Day earlier in the week was pretty good stuff. So yes, Crow was right. We were in the backstage actually talking about subs.
I don't like the subs. They give me the diarrhea.
You were so slow last week with that one.
I didn't have it. That couple weeks ago, it wasn't working at all, so it wasn't going to work.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
So we got that. Gene wants to know how Crow feels about being the star of the Cathedral prequel.
What? There's a Cathedral prequel?
There is.
I knew there was another game. I didn't know it was a prequel, and the only reason I knew about it is because I was specifically mentioned on that. Something about what was the name of it? Something about the crows, something or other.
It is, yes. The game is called Cathedral Crow's Curse.
Yeah, it's about me cursing. When something bad happens.
So let me see if it's about you cursing. So let's show the stereo screen here real quick. We got the Steam page up. Not announced.
Wow,
yet.
who would have known that Cathedral Crow's Curse was set in the same universe as Cathedral?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So yeah, I mean it's looking pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, just because something exists doesn't necessarily mean it'll have to exist on Evercade, but it would be cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Cool.
Since the original is on Evercade, I mean, there's the probability is higher that this would come out there too.
Absolutely. Yeah, that would be neat.
But again, release date to be announced. So how far? Like, were you talking about like a year? We're talking about a couple months. We don't even know when this is coming out.
Well, it's Steam, so let's see if there's a demo. Nope, just wishlisted. Okay. I don't think I'm on.
Oh, no, they could have actually gotten the title from my last video where I forgot to edit a part out.
But it looks rad. I mean, I liked Cathedral when I was playing it way back in the day. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So here's the thing. Here's the question now. If this game comes out on the Evercade, do you think Ed would actually bother to go back and finish the original game?
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I want to. Speaking of things like finishing games or going back to games after bad things happen to the player or whatever. I always want to say that if Ed decided that he wanted to do a completion quest, right, after one of mine, that'd be the first game I put on the list. Number 1 with a bullet. It'd be like, no, finish Cathedral.
Well, whenever he complains about like, oh, I need more cartridges, there's nothing to play. It's like, well, you could always finish Cathedral.
Yeah. You should.
Or one of the other 600 games. Right.
The original Cathedral was Ed's curse because he lost his save. Yeah.
I don't even think he wasn't even that far in the game. So if
he said he'd put in like, I don't know, 6-7 hours or something like that.
I don't know. I just think he doesn't want to play it.
I mean, I don't know. I want to. I mean, well, actually, that could be a race. It could be a race. I've got the list is growing for games that I need to do a completion quest on. But if I put it on there, maybe it's a race. Can I finish Cathedral before Ed?
I'd say as long as you can finish it within the next 10 years, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, even the some of the chat was like he wasn't even that far.
That's
I
what I'm
don't know,
saying. I think he was like on the second boss or something.
I think he said I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he was really upset about that. There was that I do know.
I don't even remember what happened to him. What happened to him?
Oh, so
His save got corrupted, and
Yes.
he lost his game save or something like that.
Yeah, his game save got corrupted because it was in the time where there was an update that was going to affect game saves, and he didn't either get the notification or read the notification about that particular update. Applied the update and went to load his save in a
I don't know if that's exactly
Broken
what happened
shade or
either,
something like
because there are some game crashes that occurred while I was even playing. And I
Yeah.
think the game crashed on him, and as a result, he lost his.
Oh, he
game
lost
save.
his save because of the game crash.
Yeah, I
And it
think
was
that's
before
what
the
happened.
patch.
I don't think it had anything to do with the patch.
Okay. All right. Well, hey. Anyway, it is a sad thing. I am a victim of a lost game save. Many people over on the bacon ice cream side of things know the tale of Phantasy Star, where I was literally at Lassik's door back in the day playing on my Master System, ready to open up for that well, what I thought was the final fight. There's another boss after that, but I was at Lassic. It was like the very end of the game. My mother hits my Master System with
Oh, no.
the one of those big giant vacuum cleaners from back in the day. It blinks and it goes back to the screen, the title screen. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I don't know. It was whatever. It's fine. It's at the title screen. I just saved, so it's fine. Go to load the save. Every single save slot is blank. And this is back in the day on a Master System. There's no save states. There's no like memory card. Nothing.
Nope. You're
And I was
man.
like, oh, what? So I tried to load each slot and just started a new game at every slot, hit the reset button, tried to do it again. I'm like, I just lost. What did I just lose? Took it out, put it back in the cartridge box and put it away, and didn't finish it until the year after I started doing. That was back when I was like 13, 14. Well, yeah, it was right after I did the trade. So yeah, it was 13, 14. And I put it away. And I didn't touch it again until, was it 3 years ago, 4 years ago, where I played it. I played it after I started doing Good Times with Retro Rich. I played it on an emulator just to see if I wanted to play it at all. And then we did the completion quest. Thanks to this guy right here, Fan of Fiction. What's up, man?
Well, the advantage though is like if you're forced to, like I think losing a game save is almost happened to everybody, but but on the bright side, when you do start over from the beginning, you kind of know the best decisions to make. You're not going to spend as much time getting to where you were, and you'll probably be in a better spot at that point where you lost the game.
Yeah, I think you're right about that too, because in my replay of Phantasy Star later on, not only am I much older, but I already knew like 2 or 3 of the tricks, like talk to the vendor 3 times in a row so you don't waste 2.5 hours just level grinding for no reason. There's a couple different tricks in a couple of the mazes that I'd gotten lost in, and I remembered which way to go. So, but anyway, now that we're 9 minutes in, and I forgot to do this, and it is a common feature of the show, let's say hi to the chat. What's up, DF? What's going on, Lloyd R. Jim, Genejoke, Morley Bruxton, that guy Crow, that other guy ever Canadian.
Well, I was like, this thing was going to start like 2 minutes to 10, and nobody's here. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm in. I just don't be anything.
We got Dan Ruffin here, Ian Hobbies, Ray Finkel, Archive Gig, the Intellivision Gamer. What's going on, man? Mike's here. That's great. why you should play, formerly RMGB TV. Oh, all right. Well, congratulations on your new name, I guess.
Who's that?
It's RMGB TV is now why you should play.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
sick.
What did
That's a
RMGB
cool name.
stand for?
Yeah, actually, what did RMGB
Oh,
TV stand for?
Retro
And what's up, Game Freak?
something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Retro
hopefully
Modern
they'll tell
Game
us.
Boy.
Retro Router Gamer Britain?
Game Boy.
Yeah.
What was it? How do you know?
I don't know. That's what I said.
Indeed. I think DF here is referring to Cathedral, but yeah, I think you're right about that. A lot of those like Metroidvania games, it's all about the maze, right? It's all about trying to find a way to get to the next thing, backtracking to go get whatever weapon or whatever upgrade or thing key you need or whatever, and then moving on. What's going on, Rigatoni? What's up? What's going on? So, a little light in the news for Evercade this week, but U.S. customers that ordered from Funstock might be pretty happy, because U.S. customers that ordered from Funstock in the hardware realm, the Super Pocket realm, probably got the same email that I did on Thursday, that their shipments have begun, which is great. So that means that not only is there not going to be another delay on these Super Pockets, but they're already on the way, which is fun.
I actually got something from Songbird about that.
Well,
Like
cool.
something about my order's been processed or something like that. Let's see. Oh, your Songbird Productions order has been received. Oh, that's the weird thing. It's like I got this the email that said your Songbird Productions order has been received. But I placed that order like a month ago, so it took them a month to tell me that they got my order.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the way that they first notify that they're going to ship, because the same thing happened with Funstock in the shop app, as I use the shop app to track my order sometimes, and mine said order placed before it said to the shipping thing. It took a day to change from that to shipped. So it was like, wait, order placed, and then it said right under it April 1st. It's like, yeah, I ordered it a long time ago.
Well, I was just out of curiosity. I went to the website before we started here, and it said that the order it's back ordered. Everything was back ordered. So I don't even know what they're talking about.
Got it. Yeah, I'm not sure, but the good news is there are some things that are going to be floating around over here to the United States from the Fun Stocks, which is cool. So, and RMGB TV stood for Retro Modern Gaming Blog.
Oh,
Very cool. Very cool. So the YouTube algorithm thing, I can agree. I've got a friend of mine who has a really long-standing podcast. He's been doing it for, I don't know, greater than 12 plus years. And his YouTube channel is just the acronym for what his podcast is, and it literally means nothing. No one can find it. And he's got a good name for the podcast. The podcast is called All You Can Geek. And it's pretty cool. But the name of his channel isn't All You Can Geek. It's just AYCG. And I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself? It's not, no one's ever gonna find you. And he's like, whatever, people find me. Yeah, it hasn't happened yet. So anyway, so cool. So I will be still looking into that story though of what happens when a hardware package lands on U.S. doorsteps and then gets to me. Will it actually get to the doorstep without having the little tag saying that I got to go to the USPS office and hand them some monies? Or not? We're going to find out.
You might get an email. It depends on who ships it, right? If it's like DHL or something, you might get an email from them.
Yeah, mine's coming through Royal Mail, which is the standard. Every order I've ever done from Funstock's always come through Royal Mail.
You might be okay then, because it's DHL is that I get the duties on all the time.
Got it. So that's pretty. I mean, hopefully that'd be ideal, because then nothing would have changed. no price changes, nothing. I just literally ordered my stuff from Funstock and got it the exact same way. So, so that'd be kind of cool. Gene says, did you see Sean on the Total Evercade podcast? Pretty sure he said some stuff about U.S. distribution. Can't remember exactly what. I haven't yet.
I actually listened to a little bit during my lunch break because
cool.
it comes on at lunch for me.
Did
yeah, he was just saying the standard stuff about distributions, pricing, tariffs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like they have their new partners, but they haven't named.
Yeah,
who
just
they are
talking
and all
about
that.
the 3 months and all that kind of jazz, like
Got
kind of
it.
standard stuff like we've heard before.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't listen to it all, so
yeah. So yeah, I'll probably go back and listen to it. There were some.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the whole podcast worth listening to it. I mean, I like their podcast, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Retro Asylum did a podcast interview. It was like about a month and a half ago, right after the last showcase, and they did that with Andrew and Sean. And there's some pretty cool stuff that came out of that too, where they had mentioned stuff that's widely available now because it's been a month and a half. The stuff like the last 3 carts are I don't know if it's like if they layered nuance into it or whatever, but it was like like stuff that people will really kind of dig, and but they say that with every cart, like it's, but they seem to heavily imply that these new carts, the 3 new carts, or some of them are going to be unexpected. But again, they've said that before. And,
well, yeah, they're like Sean's marketing, right? He's trying to hype it up, right? Get people excited. So.
Yeah.
Like I always said, right? It's so hard to get unanimous, everybody unanimously loving every cart they do, no matter if it's a big cart or not, right? It's just because retro gaming, what the market they're in is so diverse with games, right? And people's tastes. So
yeah. So we'll obviously we'll be waiting and seeing what those carts are. I don't expect an announcement until September at the latest, at the earliest, I think. So there is that. So we've got Brian F saying the Gremlins and Windjammers from Funstock came US with no duty. Also, haven't heard any stories of anyone having to pay either from Mike. Yeah, it's literally everyone that I've ever heard. Everything coming from Funstock was no duty. So, I would think they said late August-ish for announcement. Yeah, that makes sense. It was like right before the start of the school year here in the U.S. And
it's like July 5th already, man. It's like
yeah, it's pretty wild, right? So, Rigatoni saying, I wonder how Evercade's doing overall. Been through the pandemic, the trade wars. Has been a clear 5 years without something global happening. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much been everyone. Not just Blaze. But I mean, they're hanging in. They're around. They got products to keep coming out. So that's better than most in the indie scene anyway. So lots of delays in other companies, including big companies that are putting out big products. So yeah, what's up, man? Oh, Sean said the remaining 3 carts will be collection 1s. That's interesting.
What? Collection what?
Collection 1s. So all of them will have whatever it is, collection 1. So
Watch it be like
no
collection.
sequels.
Collection
so they're all originals.
Collection 1, Part 2.
Yeah, maybe they'll do.
Wait. Well, what if they're arcade carts that have known developers that may have that make a arcade cart yet?
Well, they can't be arcade cartridges. It says specifically collection.
Oh, that's true. That's right.
They're collection 1 and friends.
Yeah,
collection 1 and friends.
So they could be computer carts because they're collection 1s.
Oh gosh, I don't think they said they were going to be really big cart. So they said they were going to be exciting. I don't know if computer collections are exciting.
If they're going to be big carts, they got to be Neo Geo because those were pretty big carts.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks, DF. Yeah, that's. I'll have to tell Jim. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Like, I don't know, man. I'm still playing Loaded. Like, I've been playing all the new collections so much when I'm home. It's such Loaded. If you haven't played Loaded, you should play Loaded. It's just crazy, stupid fun.
I played it when it originally came out. It was I think I rented it.
I think a friend of mine had this, but I don't know. I don't know if I ever actually like played it.
It was an early PlayStation game because it was a long box game.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
I used to own it on long box, and not originally from when it came out, but when I downsized a lot of my collection, I gave it to my cousin because he's collecting he's done collecting all the long boxes.
The one thing I remember about it, now you're playing the game right now.
Yeah, I'm on the second level.
Are you zoomed in or out?
I'm zoomed pretty in, I think.
Because I think that was far. Okay, yeah, that's the one thing I didn't quite understand. It's like, why wouldn't you play it when zoomed all as far out as you possibly could?
Because I got old eyes.
I think the whole zooming thing was just a gimmick because they could do it, and it was because it was new hardware at the time.
It's pretty cool though, dude. Like, I don't think it's a gimmick. I think a lot of games do top.
So I don't think
as a person who plays a lot of these style of games, I appreciate the fact that it adds this feature so early. Like,
but is there a reason to zoom in? I mean, why not have it zoomed out?
Oh, I think just for like kind of like people who want that kind of like really up close, and it's more challenging, right? So
yeah, I guess if you want a bigger challenge, you zoom it all the way in.
Which, like, you know, same as like why does Diablo? All the Diablo games continue to add it, right?
That's true.
Like all the action RPGs have this, like this type of isometric action RPGs. Yeah. I like this game. I love this game, but this is my style of game, right? So,
I mean, it looks cool,
dude. It's so much fun. The reason I haven't finished this yet is because I was too busy trying to figure out Loaded 2. Yeah. I'm like, God, I said I should go back and finish this game, so that's what I'm doing.
Nice. That's very cool.
You're gonna just finish it with one character.
Odyssey 2 collection.
I'm just gonna do this lady first, and then I might go back and see, because I think I chose kind of poorly with this one. But
yeah, I don't really even remember. I think there are like 4 characters to choose from, and I don't really even remember what all their different, if they have different advantages or disadvantages, or even if there's different endings depending on what character.
There's one guy that's a dual wield. Like, it's all depends, right? Okay, I can't get over that. I gotta find a key to open up some doors. Boy.
Yeah, I don't know.
The levels are massive in this game.
Yeah, 2 big ones and one that should be interesting. Shaw from the Discord says Ed would probably not like one of them, so blue card seems likely. Oh, so Blunders asked Sean about the Anne Friends bit. He said it's down to who owns the license now.
Oh, you know what? He messaged me when we first heard about that, and I was talking about it originally. He specifically messaged me and told me why they had to do that.
Oh yeah,
because yeah. Oddly enough, Data East doesn't own the license to all the Data East games, so they couldn't call it Data East because that's not who owns it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's funny though.
Only Crow really cared.
Well, it just seems so weird to me. It's like, because I always, like, when I hear Anne Friends, I think to like, Garfield and Friends, the cartoon, or it's well, it's this thing, but there's some other stuff. Like Gilligan's Island, where they sing like the first 5 people, and then they're like, and the rest, like,
right.
Those two, they don't really matter. The rest of them.
Yeah, those other guys.
I don't think Gilligan Island was a thing in Canada. Like, I don't know, it doesn't like as big as what it is in the U.S. I don't think so, but it's a
huge.
50s show, right? So,
what was really funny was like, and the rest was just 2 other people.
Oh. It's probably something to do
monetarily fit it in the lyrics.
Wise.
Well, they did. Actually, they did fit it in the lyrics. They just sang it really fast. They're like, and the Professor and Mary Ann. and instead of and the rest.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's kind of weird. They took the time to sing out like 5 people, and then the other 2, and the rest.
Yeah, funny about the part about the name is the weakest games of the title games. Oh no, Windjammers is awesome though.
Really? Karnoff Windjammer? I don't
I
even
don't
know
know
what.
if I'd use the word awesome.
I don't even
What,
remember
Windjammers?
what. Yeah,
Oh,
Windjammers.
I like
I
Windjammers.
I don't know. I don't even remember what the other games are on the cart.
The games have nothing to do with each other. That's pretty good.
I would call it maybe Karnoff, Windjammers, and etc.
And etc. Nice. So I guess other news that happened in the Evercade sphere in the last week was we entered July. And with July came the new highlight of the month.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
What is it?
So we can talk about that real quick.
Oh, it's one of your favorite games.
Oh God, worms. That's nice.
It is indeed worms. So here's an interesting thing, though. So things that I thought were really interesting about this particular choice were that in the the history, and Katie says in this thing here, there's a want more worms thing. Let me put myself in spotlight.
Nobody wants more worms.
What about gummy worms?
So it says specifically, if you want more worms, check out Team 17 and Digital Eclipse's Worms Armageddon Anniversary Edition on all modern platforms. It's not on Evercade.
Yeah,
It's like, here, check out this game. That's like on something else. And it features a new port of the classic Worms Armageddon, plus its 8-bit handheld port, and a fully interactive documentary about the series.
Is there now? I gotta look that up.
Back Worms compatible update available now.
Here's the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll say why I think they did this.
Okay. Also adds the two 16-bit takes on the original Worms and the 32-bit handheld version of Worms World Party. And then it says the highlight of the month can be found on Worms Collection 1. So why is that there?
Okay, well, where is Worms Armageddon Anniversary Edition? I'm not finding it on Steam.
It says modern console platforms. So is it only available on console? Digital Eclipse usually puts their stuff on Steam. You're right. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, Worms Armageddon is on Steam right now for $2.99, marked down 80% because of the Steam Summer Sale. But
Worms,
a Digital Eclipse Worms Armageddon Anniversary Edition, I would buy that in a heartbeat.
Yep, I got it right here.
Never.
Where is it?
It's on PlayStation.
Only on PlayStation. Okay,
I got my PlayStation app here. Let me go back to this guy right here. Yep. Worms Armageddon Anniversary Edition on the PlayStation Store. It won't focus in. But
I find it hard to believe that it's only on the PlayStation. And here's what I'm thinking: the reason why that's there. I think maybe one of the stipulations probably for them being able to add it as Game of the Month is if they advertise for this.
Huh. So that's kind of cool, though. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. It is probably part of like the whatchamacallit, the licensing deal. But I just thought it was interesting that they were advertising another product that wasn't on everything. So I put my tinfoil hat back on. I was like, oh wait, does that mean Atari and Digital Eclipse are working with Blaze again?
Wait a minute.
And then there's going to be some more stuff.
Come on, there's no way to treat that.
It's such a silly game.
Nice.
Yeah, it seems kind of really weird that it would be on every platform except for the PC, which is, kind of where Worms originated.
Right?
Why is my stuff backwards?
There we go.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. It seems like it's everywhere except PC. It's so weird.
Worms. I mean, it's a cool game.
No.
I like it.
No, it's not.
I like it. I mean, I always liked Worms though.
Trying to figure out how to start it is the worst thing.
Well, see, that's the weird thing though. Like I can't on the console, I couldn't figure out how to do any of this stuff.
Well, here's the thing: it's like, yeah, this menu in particular, this original Worms, especially with the Genesis version, it's very difficult to figure out how you're supposed to even start a game. So that is and honestly, this is not the game I would go to on the Worms collection. It's the Armageddon. That's the only one I would play.
Like here, press start to exit. Like how do you start the game?
Yeah.
Well, this isn't where you start the game. This is just where you select the teams, and then you have to leave and then start a game.
Okay, I
didn't. After we selected the teams,
see,
I
doesn't let you start the game.
Now I remember figuring it out.
You gotta select multiple teams. You gotta select like more than one.
Yeah, you have to. You don't get an error or a message saying what you did wrong.
Quite possibly the worst game ever invented.
Yeah, but this right here is just past the controller.
And this is the Genesis version. So the other problem I have is that all the different teams are not color coded. They're all the same color.
Right. Well, so when I was playing highlight of the month, the highlight of the month video, the weirdest thing about it,
it's so stupid. It's the worst game I've ever seen in my life.
The weirdest thing about it was I started the game, and then I was like, I didn't realize until like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 players in, that I was playing against myself.
Well,
there's no
the thing
CPU.
is, I don't see how you like. Personally, when I played a game, I couldn't just play as one of the pre-built teams. I have to build my own team. That way, I know each of the characters' names and stuff.
Yeah.
And even when I first started playing Armageddon on the PC a long time ago, I even like swapped out the sounds with a different sound effect thing. So like my own team had their own different sound effects for everything.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Because with this one, you don't know who to target unless you knew the names of all the players.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're just firing random shots at like, oh hey, this worm looks cool. All right.
You're just supposed to know the names of the players on the team.
You can jump it off cliffs.
and this is the Genesis version. I think the original Amiga version. I haven't even played the Amiga version yet.
Ballistic.
But the Amiga version, the original Amiga version, did have them color coded. So I don't know why they removed the colors from this version of the game.
All I know, if they don't come out with a farming simulator collection, I'm done.
You know, it's funny though, that farming simulator game, I didn't have a problem with it. For what it was interesting.
Andy said he made it on his own in college. He was 17 years old when he made Worms.
Yeah, and it's like I had to go check. I remember this because I remember when I was playing this version, I was like, why are all the teams the same color? I had to go back and look at footage from the original Amiga version just to make sure it wasn't like that in the original game.
Yeah.
So it's just baffling to me. Like, and this Worms, I gotta look it up. I don't even think this version came out here. I didn't think this is a US game.
You might be right.
It may have been an EU exclusive. Worms. Let's look that up. Worms. So it's on. Look it up there. And. Yep, it was EU only on the Genesis.
Yeah. So.
And the Super Nintendo, actually. Oh. I didn't know.
Hey, that actually worked. Best game ever.
Wait, they made a Worms movie?
Oh.
Wait, Worms movie?
Cons is the next worm.
I don't think that's the same. Is it the same?
What kind of bazooka's that? It shoots back at me.
Well, yeah, we got to look at the wind.
Stupid wind.
The grenades are not affected by the winds. The bazookas are.
Of course, because that's how gravity works.
No, it's how wind works.
No. Stop defending a really poor game.
Well, this is based upon those artillery games. So this is just a step up from those tank artillery games
I know.
where
Yeah.
you had the two tanks shooting at each other.
Yes.
And in those games, the wind affected your shots.
That's right.
Trust
So-
me, I'm not. I am just playing with you guys. I'm sure somebody likes this game somewhere in the world.
You don't know somebody that likes... Well,
Yeah.
not this version in particular. This version in particular, I'd rather not play. But...
I just like the controls are so bad. That's the problem, right?
Well, here's the thing: is like I prefer to play the PC version where I have mouse and keyboard controls, and that's how I'm used to playing Worms.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're aiming, you could actually literally just point
Hey,
the
I killed the
cursor where
worm.
you want to aim.
I killed the worm.
Almost.
I did kill him. He fell off the thing.
No, he's still there. Toy's down there.
Oh.
He's hanging out with Wiz. So if you go to the ledge and then just shoot down, you'll probably get them both.
Well, I don't want to kill this guy. Like, he's on my team.
Yeah, sometimes you got to sacrifice.
I
For
don't
me,
want to do
like
that.
one of the rarest and
I'm
funniest
Canadian. I
weapons
don't sacrifice.
in Worms Armageddon, like even the Worms Armageddon in this collection on the PlayStation version is even missing stuff that was in the original PC version.
Oh, really?
And I think one of the things that was missing is the concrete donkey.
The concrete donkey.
Yeah, it's like the concrete donkey. You pick where you want it to drop it. This concrete donkey falls from the sky and literally plows right through the whole scenery, all the way through to the bottom.
That's crazy.
And anything that's in the way is just destroyed, unless it gets knocked out of the way safely. But also, I think the flaming barrels are missing. Like, I think the barrels are missing, where you hit them and they explode into flames.
Yeah. Yep.
What?
Chat's going nuts. Doesn't even try to mouse on that.
I just quit the game. Like
Yeah,
that.
to choose
this-
my wires.
I don't know.
accidentally hitting the button. I quit the game.
Would this version even have mouse support?
I don't know.
Because it's the Genesis version. The Amiga version, I think they did say the
it's
Amiga
not the
version,
worst game I've ever played.
the hidden Amiga version, when you put in Team 17 and the other collection I can't remember, and you get to play the director's cut of Worms, I think that does have mouse support now. But this Genesis version, I don't think had it. Even though, let's see if I can see it
Yeah,
on the
it's,
back of the box.
Z, Broken Sword, Future Wars, Arcade Pool, Night Driver, Steeplechase, Demons to Diamond, Street Racer, Centipede, Crystal Castles, Millipede, Super Breakout, Alien Brigade, and Utopia.
Well, I think there is that the complete list, or because there was like another update at some point. And I
That's
can
true.
swear I saw Worms from the Amiga version. The hidden game was supported the mouse now.
Let's see. So this is back in April. So let's see that the support side of things. So let's go to, not EXPR. That's not going to have mouse support. Let's go back to the patch notes. So
It'd be
back
kind of
in
cool
April,
if you could plug a controller into the USB port on the EXP and have mouse controls.
when did that happen?
Let's see.
Broken Sword 1 and 2. Okay, cool. Mouse support added for arcade games, just generic. Alien Brigade, Utopia, Street Racer. Nothing about Worms. And that was the last update. And then this month's update, just improvements to Japanese languages and game control refresh on VS devices. Wait, what happened to Pete?
I don't
Hello.
know. Well, there he is. Hey, okay. Now I got to look this up. I got to test this myself. What two collections do I need to pop in to get that?
When I switch cameras, Rich, from OBS virtual camera to my regular one, it kicks me out all the time.
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I use Internet Explorer, right? So, or Edge.
Oh, okay. Maybe there's something weird. There's some weird bugs.
Well, I can't use Google. Google won't show my camera in here for some reason. It's kind of weird.
That's very strange.
Team
Yeah,
17
I think
and
if I
Worms
only
should
had
know
one,
that.
if Worms was the only game I ever owned, I could probably learn to like the game if I get. I don't mind strategy
The
games.
only one you had.
The only game I ever owned, I could see myself liking it.
I mean, I don't know. I think there's still something nostalgic about it for me because I did play on the PC back in the day. So it's just something funny about like, anthropomorphized worms in a battle with each other.
It is kind of funny.
Like,
I know I
it's
slam it all the time. It's just this game was my first introduction to it, and even Crow has to admit it's a horrible experience trying to get into it.
Yeah, that's the worst version of Worms I've ever played.
Yeah, I mean Armageddon is better, way better as far
I
as
even played Armageddon because
stuff.
we have Armageddon, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
And
it's on
played it,
it's on
and I
Norm.
thought- I think I even said when I looked at it, I said, "Yeah, this is a better version of the game to get into." And it's the PlayStation 1 game, which PlayStation
Yes.
1 made all games better, in my opinion, back in the day.
Well, it's still inferior to the PC version. Like
Yeah, but
you know,
at least but PlayStation for console, at least they cared for controls. Like Diablo's on PlayStation, and it plays amazingly well, and it helped that it's 4-button movement on it, right?
Yep.
A four directional movement on it. But I mean, PlayStation and even N64, I have Warcraft on N64 and Command and Conquer, and both are really, really playable RTS games. Like the controls are top notch. Like I wish some modern games on console that do strategy games would take a cue from how they did the controls for Warcraft and Command and Conquer on N64. And if you haven't played those two games, it's almost worth it to play on N64 because the Warcraft one comes with all the extra modules. I have it right there. It's one of the few Saturn games I will refuse to sell.
Where is it?
Maybe it's not being supported. Why did I think it was supported? Wait,
I don't know.
press right mouse.
This
or
game right
blue.
here.
Oh, nice.
It is amazing. I've finished it so many times, and it plays so good. I have it on my Polymega.
It's very cool.
Why can't I even start this game?
Yeah, are you talking to like a licensed wrestling game though, right? Because we already have a wrestling game on Evercade. People don't want.
Yeah, Matt Mania.
Hey, that game is amazing. We need an Evercade 2 now. That's got more powerful, so we can get all the modern indie games on it. The retro wrestling game.
Evercade would it be Evercade 2? Would it be the Super Evercade?
No,
we call it the Ultra Evercade.
And we
Evercade 64,
XL, SP2 get that they need to do
Evercade.
It. Next year, 2026, I want an Evercade 2 and I want an EXP2.
Or the Evercade 360, Evercade.
Beast Wrestling doesn't count.
Evercade Series X.
Well, they're going to do it. They have to do it. They've done everything else. Now it's time to say, hey, we need more beefier hardware. I'd buy a Evercade 2 for $200.
Yeah, if they do it, they have to make everything backwards compatible.
Oh yeah, of course, because they're lucky. They're in the cartridge space, right? So it's they already got Giga cards. I mean, maybe they'll do key cards.
For Evercade Power Stone Edition. I would take Power Stone.
I want Evercade to last for a long time because it's the last thing I'm collecting for.
Yeah.
That and my quest for all Mario games.
Yeah, that'd be cool. There was a lot of good licensed wrestling games. And it's funny that Sean keeps getting a new salesperson every time he calls.
WrestleFest.
There's actually a wrestling game. I'm surprised we haven't gotten. I got it.
Which one? Pro wrestling?
No, actually, it's completely feasible. But Championship Wrestling because it's by Epix.
Oh yeah, that's on NES, right?
Yeah.
No, this is Commodore 64.
Yeah, didn't it come out on NES though?
You can do that.
I don't know. No, not this one.
Okay.
SNK does have that.
Well, hey, aren't we due for another couple Commodore collections? We haven't hit 64. Have we hit 64 in the Commodore suite yet?
No, 64 games.
Yeah, because remember the original 64 Mini had 64 games, and when we got the first one, me and Crow said definitely getting 4 collections.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's like So to get to 64, right? So there's 13.
How many do we have now total on?
Not even close. Not even close. Because the first two C64 collections were what? 18?
I have no idea. They're not doing any more big collections, right? They're only going to do like less than 8 probably.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to be.
It's probably the most you'll do now.
Yeah. I don't know though. Like the computer collections, they seem to be ripe for just big giant collections with 20 games on them or whatever.
Oops.
So 14 and 14, that's 28, plus another 13. Yeah.
Sure. I don't know, but I'm excited. I'm actually got Evercade's breathing new life in it, like into their stuff now. So I just like I mentioned a couple times, I do really want a bigger handheld though, because their focused target market right now is, let's say, 30 plus. Is that safe to say 38 and up? It's probably their most biggest market, probably 40 plus to be safe. We're all getting old. We need bigger screens. Please give me a bigger screen. I will, if I get a bigger screen on an Evercade, I think it could take over a chunk of my channel. Right now it's Switch 2 and Steam Deck, mostly Steam. Well, I guess mostly Switch 2 right now. But yeah, I could see myself, because I just find it a struggle sometimes to see everything I want to see on that little screen.
Mm-hmm.
I know, first world problems. But I do. Everybody knows I prefer playing games like this than on a big screen. I've always been that way. I just get a kick out of, like, you know, sitting on the toilet playing some worms. That's gross.
that's
TMI, Pete. TMI.
Yeah.
Oh, you all do it. Everybody does it.
That's cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the AEW game was not great. I unfortunately heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, AEW. I have it on Switch, dude. It's well, Rich knows. You guys know I'm a closet wrestling fan. I used to be anyway, but I like wrestling games. I think they're really fun. I don't like the 2K wrestling games. I think they're too complicated.
Yeah. Just need
I
to
only want 2 or 3 buttons. That's about it.
More arcadey.
Yeah. But you know, now, like, I'm trying to figure out what those 3 carts are going to be, and we're only like a month and a half, maybe 2 months away from knowing. Less than 2 months away from knowing.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange that they would build them up, right? Like, they've literally said that they're 2 big ones and 1 surprise one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it maybe they're going to do like a Tomb Raider surprise or Duke Nukem surprise. Like, every year they kind of have a big IP. Tomb Raider's bigger than Duke, obviously, but Duke is more impactful to us. I wonder, are they doing that with those 2 collections? And, like, say it's the, I don't know, Sonic collection or something like that. I'm just throwing that out there to piss people off, but.
Well, I mean, it actually.
You know what I mean? They could package it with a skin version of a console, because they've done that 2 years in a row, right?
Right. Yeah.
With the Duke had the Atomic Edition, Tomb Raider had the Tomb Raider have a collection? The Dash R's, right, came with the Tomb Raider.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, it's like, it feels like they might be doing something like that, because, you know, skin versions. There's a market for that. Like, I love the new ones that are out, the new R's. You know, the ones that has a retro look. Do you have a picture of those, Rich, you can put up? I can't.
Yeah.
Pull that up. Sorry to put you on the spot, but I want to get them, but I don't want to get them because I have too many. Like, I've got like 3 VSs right now. I don't need another one.
I've got 3 too.
I got a white one. The white one's packed away. I don't use it. I got my black one here. Everybody knows what I play here because they can see my controller. And my Atomic shirt at my TV for when my cousin comes, him and I play.
You've got the same 3 I do.
Yeah. So I don't need this one, but man, that looks slick. Rich, are you getting it?
I like it. I mean, so if it wasn't for the fact that I have VSs everywhere.
Yeah, that's same here, right?
I mean, I've got my Limited, I've got my Duke, I've got another one that
I don't have any R's
around classrooms. Maybe I need an extra one at the school. I don't know.
No, I don't have an R. I don't own an R.
But there's no difference, is there?
I know this one is, but I don't own an R. But I don't want to buy one unless it's like, I'd like to buy a branded one that comes with an IP I want. but I do like the look of this one. Maybe when I go to a retro expo and it's on sale for like half price, I might pick one up.
But it's
Because it got
very
this
similar
vibe of
to,
NES for me.
isn't
Yeah,
it just
it
very
looks
similar
slick.
to the original white one though? I mean, there's
It is
hardly
very
any-
similar.
Gray. I'm a
It's just
sucker
the
for
gray
that
instead of
color
the
gray.
red.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that. I like that color gray, and I like the fact this is the first one where the face buttons are a different color, right?
Well, I mean, except for the handheld. The OG handheld had the same.
No,
same
no.
thing.
The I can't remember. Yeah, I don't remember what the white one looks like anymore. Was it all red buttons or all clear black buttons?
Let's see if I can find it.
I can't remember it. I think they might have been all red.
Because
But
like
mine,
I love my special edition. Like I love this.
yeah,
And I still think this controller is so underrated. But what?
yeah.
Oh, it's so dusty.
I wonder if I could find a.
How's so dusty? I was playing it like crazy.
Wonder if I could find an old one.
Chrome must have one there. I can't remember what they look like.
I have it somewhere. I just don't know. These are, you know what? These are all my mini controllers. I think. So I thought maybe I had it here, but no.
Evercade hardware.
I might have one in one.
Oh no, it had two different.
Two different, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it still had two different, but it was like white.
I would get this if it had like the primary colors, like green, blue, red. Like if they did that with it, like the Super NES in Europe.
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
the Alpha controller has two different colors, white and blue.
Yep.
Like if they
And
did
then
like
the
color-
Atomic Edition one is white and
yeah,
yellow.
so it's common, yeah. Oh, I love
and
that.
then,
Look at
then there's the
Atomic
original one. It is gray and
Yeah.
red.
Yep.
I wish
It's
they
exactly
kind
the
of-
same as that. Yeah.
I wish they would do the European SNES color scheme with the different colored buttons. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what's funny? It's like a lot of people like the European Super Nintendo controller color scheme, Japanese one. I actually prefer the American one.
Oh, I don't. I grew up with the North American one, so I love it.
Yeah,
but
I did
just
too.
like-
But
I never owned the European SNES, right? So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
well, it's the same
just-
as the Japanese, where they had different colors for each button.
Yeah, this one here is like almost. I get it 50% off. I'd probably buy it, but I wouldn't. But I like the gray look of it,
Yeah, I could see. I mean, it does look different enough. It is very similar.
but not enough for me to go spend $200 on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
That's like
It'd have to be.
That's a Switch 2 game for me. $200. So
They'd have to do something very specific with the design, like on a specific design, not just
yeah,
the color
exactly.
scheme.
Like the Atomic Edition is still I think,
Exactly.
the beautifulest console they put out yet. Like the yellow just pops. That gray, that flat gray that became popular during the pandemic for vehicles. They got that on there. It's like
But for me, it's like it's not only just that, but it's all the yellow on it too.
that's what I mean. The yellow just pops on it, right? Like just like it so much. And like an idiot, I've been. That was whenever I got it, I unhooked it and played it. Like I probably does have value if I held on to it and never unboxed it. But what's the fun in that?
Well, what doesn't? I mean,
It's funny because it's like I'm thinking with Transformers. Like if I go to the toy
You know
store
what's-
like that, and people give me flack. Like I went and bought an Optimus Prime on sale, and at the store, my son was with me, and he goes, "Dad, man, that's gonna be so cool." He went and flexed. He said, "No way, you
I got-
can put that
I got
together."
this for example. I have a hard
Yeah.
time trying to get this out of. Like, should I open this?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, like I was at the store and I was buying a brand new Optimus. What was it?
I got
Yeah,
this
it was
one.
not a brand new. It was a '90s Optimus, but it was still sealed. And my son goes, "You're no way you're putting that together. It's got 30 connections to it." Because I struggle with 8. And I'm at the store. I bought it, and I just ripped it open and took it out. And there was like 10 other people. Goes, "Do you know what you just did? That's worth like you've just killed the value. It's now worth 50 or 60%." I'm like, I want to play. I want to not. Well, I want to play with it.
You know, it'd be
Yeah.
hilarious to me. It's
And-
like you
and
see those.
Everybody was freaking out at the store, and the cashier was obviously there, not as a collector, but like probably likes her job. But she started like, "This made my day." All these nerds, like ribbing it. over.
That's kind of like that episode of Simpsons. So it's like the Halloween episode where comic book guy is going to fight
right there. It's in
Lucy
my,
Lawless, and he like rips open a lightsaber out of the package, and she's like, "You took it out of its original packaging," and that's what defeats him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I got it, and I'm like, I started putting together, and a piece fell off, and I'm like, I will not do that because I wanted to put him in his truck for him, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna.
Could you imagine the reaction? Like all the these sometimes at the conventions you get the people selling all of those graded games in the cases and stuff.
Yeah.
Where, like you buy one and you just smash it open with a hammer. Good, now I can play this.
Yeah.
I have some Funko Pops that are still in their thing, but most of mine are loose.
Well, here's the thing: is that with the Funko Pops, they're not sealed or anything, so you can take them out and then put them back, and you would never know.
But they're kind of better, because you can't really do anything with them. But Transformers, I pose them, I have a battle scene going on, you can see part of it behind me in one of my cases there.
I was thinking about Transformers. Oh my goodness!
So I got Optimus down. I'm collect mostly Optimus, and I've been doing Optimus forever.
Nice.
I lost my G1 of Optimus, but I did find my first ever GoBot.
But there it is.
How about this?
I had one of those.
But I went on eBay. I went on eBay, Rich, and paid $40, and got the actual. This is not mine, but I got one with the tail fins. So I have this guy in jet form, and I have my original in robot form.
Nice.
That's what it is. It's just Grimlock with Megatron's head.
Oh, I don't like Decepticon. It's weird. Why is that?
That's wild.
It's Megatron type Godzilla.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like Transformers from the age of where you didn't need an engineering degree to transform them. That's what I love about the 80s and early 90s Transformers. They're maybe 5 moves, 6 moves, 10 moves to transform them.
Yeah.
And they're so awesome. The original, I remember my original G1s had 3 moves, click, click, there, done. They were just so cool.
You know what the best one was? Is I got the Masterpiece Megatron. Yeah. He transforms from robot to gun.
Yeah.
It took me, follow the instructions, it took me 2 hours to transform him.
No, so look at this. This is an 1984 Leader 1 GoBot. This is a Leader 1 GoBot in robot form right here. And this is the metal one, right? Well, metal and plastic. But look at me transform it. Okay, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step. Mine's jam. There you go. He's in jet.
Well, here's the original Bumblebee. I mean,
you sell that to me?
Well, this isn't the original. This is like a reproduction.
Yeah, which one though? Which year?
Oh, a couple of years ago.
Oh man, I'll buy that from you if you ever sell it.
I have 4 of them. I like this one. I took these out of the packaging.
Yeah, I want Optimus and Bumblebee. This is my collection that I like having is Bumblebee, mostly Optimus, Bumblebee,
and then I compare that
Ratchet,
to the
Ironhide,
to the Masterpiece Bumblebee, where I'm not even going to try to transform him.
Oh, that's pretty quick though. It's only that one. There's only 6 moves, I think.
Yeah, this is the simplest out of all the Masterpiece ones.
I need to find some of those. I need to find them, but it's I like finding them out in the wild and stuff like that. But I love Ironhide, and I mean a red Ironhide, not the new movies. Even though I think the new movies one Ironhide.
Is he talking about G1 Ironhide?
I like Ratchet, Ironhide, Bumblebee, Optimus, my favorite. I love Jetfire because he's he turned on the Decepticons, which I really like. Yeah. But Jetfire's weird, right? He's I don't know. It's kind of a weird robot, but.
Actually, here's my favorite. Wheeljack.
Yeah. Wheeljack gets killed and everything. It's the first to go.
But yeah. It's funny about.
I'm an Autobot guy.
That's what my kids call it. That's what my kids call our van.
What's that, Rich?
That's what my kids. That's what they call the van. Ironhide.
Your van. Yeah. Your personal van.
Because it has all automated doors.
Sounds like somebody needs a custom license plate.
Crypto, the GoBots are not the poor man's Transformers. They actually released first. They are different than Transformers. They were affordable. First of all, they were 50% of the cost. Yeah. But they had everything. You had forklifts. They introduced a lot of common vehicles as Transformers, whereas Transformers basically went really really fancy with their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You could get they were the
Well,
first ones
okay.
to do a scooter. They were the first one to do a forklift. They were the first ones to do a bunch of stuff.
There's actually the Transformers in Japan didn't exist.
No, none of them
They were a whole bunch of different manufacturers that making transforming robots.
Yeah,
and in
they
the
were like
U.S., they
Robot
just
Men
brought them over and rebranded them as Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is, we'll never get a reissue of the GoBots officially unless Bandai and Hasbro can come together, because Hasbro owns the IP to the story, the name, but Bandai owns the actual models, the actual making of the robots, and that's why we haven't got a reissue of GoBots like we have with Transformers. Because oh man, if they ever reissued the original G1 of GoBots, there were like 50 of them, I think. Oh man, I would love that.
That would be
Could
cool.
you imagine a GoBots Transformers crossover?
Oh, dude, it's cool because they're different, right?
Yeah.
GoBots, they chose to take their soul and their brains, and they wanted it placed in robot exoskeletons. That's what their mythos is about, right? They chose to evolve to a robot and transfer their essence over there.
You know what reproducing now is Mask. You remember Mask?
That's G.I. Joe spinoff, right?
I don't know if it was a spinoff, but they were basically vehicles that other vehicles.
Yeah,
but
aren't they the same vehicles? Aren't some of the G.I. Joe vehicles were just repainted to Mask?
Really remember there being any correlation between the two. I mean, I could see that, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, but Crypto, you're right. Yeah, they I don't like to use poor man. Yeah, I guess poor man's is actually probably, if you were poor, your mom would buy. My mom, we weren't poor, but we didn't have money to spend on frivolous things. She saw a $10 robot or a $5 robot, she'd buy the $5 robot.
Yeah, I had GoBots.
So I had Leader One, Scooter. My buddies and cousins had the Cycle, Turbo, Chopter. There were so many ones. It was funny because Leader One came out after Cycle and all that. He wasn't on the original print run. He was in the original run, but it was a month later, Leader One came out. Because I was watching the cartoons and I'm like, oh my god, I need this Leader One. He's so cool. And then obviously, that's why I love Optimus so much, because Leader One is Optimus in the GoBot universe, right?
Yeah.
I remember I actually got Optimus.
They had the two the good guy aircraft combiner and the bad guy aircraft combiner.
GoBots were the first one to introduce big giant playsets too, because it's the GoBot command centers. I had that when I was a kid, which I'd love to get back. They're super expensive now, and so I had that one, right? So yeah, it's just, I don't know. I love both of them. I love Transformers. I love GoBots, but I have a soft spot for GoBots just because it was my first transformable toy.
Yeah, with me it was Wheeljack. That was the first one I ever had.
Yeah. Well, we used to play. I still remember playing with this when I was 7, 8 years old, 9 years old. We'd be playing and we'd be like that, making the noises and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. The renegades are coming in, and I was like,
that's funny. The command center looks like an AT-AT.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I'm pretty sure I had one of those.
Yeah, GoBots are nowhere near as expensive, original GoBots, as what the Transformers are. See, I was into Joe or Mask. I think a little bit into Joe, but it was I think the last toy I can remember actually playing series-wise was Centurions. I used to have those. Jake was it Ace McCloud, Jake Rockwell? I had those, and then I kind of just grew out of toys.
Were those the ones that had one could fly, one was
underwater? Ace McCloud, Jake Rockwell. Ace McCloud was the jet guy, fly, and they had their own vehicles. You could put pieces on them. They had little things.
Yeah, the pieces. I think I had one of those guys, but I was never really that into it.
Yeah, they had a cartoon, but it wasn't really popular.
Yeah, I remember the cartoon.
Yeah, trying to find those toys cheap now are ridiculous. They're so expensive.
What? Oh no, I don't know what that was.
What one?
I don't know. I was trying to type in one window, and then it typed in a different window, and then the thing came up. It's like I created a marker, and I'm like marker for what?
Yeah. Oh, Crypto had Copter too. Yeah, Copter in the cartoon was so stupid. Like they were just he was like the dumbest freaking renegade ever. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind. I'd like them to do a reissue of that. It would be fun. But like, why would Hasbro do it? Right? It's just competition to their Transformer lines.
Yeah.
If they see it that way, because executives would see it that way, right? You need a real.
I don't know if they'd see it as competition. I mean, it would just be another remaster series.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, some executive might see it. It's like, why would we even do that, right?
The only reason I can see it is like if they don't want to even admit that they even existed.
They've been reissued with the original names, but not the GoBot stuff from Japan.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the GoBots.
Yeah, the GoBots got reissued, but like, who wants that with like the Japanese name? There's no nostalgia in, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep forgetting Crypto what the underwater guy was. It was Ace McCloud, Jake Rockwell, and what was the water guy? I forget his name. Yeah, Transformers, GoBots, Multiverse.
I know that there was a GoBot submarine.
Were there ever any early Transformer video games?
I had one on the Commodore 64.
But on the NES, Super Nintendo? I don't remember.
No, there was one on the Famicom.
Yeah, was there one on the GBA or anything, I wonder?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Probably. It wouldn't have surprised me.
A lost decade, right? Because I was in college and stuff. Like, I wasn't really into that stuff back then.
All I remember is that Transformers game for the C64 is I never figured out how to play it. The only thing I cared about when I was younger was like, oh, I can make them transform, and I'd watch them transform on the screen, and I thought that was cool. And then I'd lose the game, and I have no idea how to play the game. I'm like, whatever. Yeah. I saw them transform.
Thankfully, we've got a lot of good Transformer games in like the PS3 era, like some really good like War for Cybertron, all those games. Like, I mean, I think they're really fun games. I really like them. Even the latest one on the Switch is pretty good. Earthrise? Is it Earthrise that's on the Switch? It's more of an open world game.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Actually, I should try that on my Switch too. Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Because you get a resolution bump, and because most games on the Switch are they don't have a frame rate limit on it. They're kind of unlimited.
Yeah. Very cool.
Ooh.
Nice. So I guess we just talked about some GoBots and some Transformers.
Yeah, we stopped talking about
other Evercade stuff. I think that's a good.
Actually, for the three of us, we talked a lot of Evercade today.
We did.
But then we kind of switched over and started talking about Transformers and GoBots.
At the end of the day, there's only so much you could do on a weekly. Maybe Total Evercade podcast as it set every 2 weeks.
Yeah, but the problem there,
we gotta wait. We gotta wait for the news. Yeah,
I can't go 2 weeks without talking to you guys. I need to talk so.
Oh no.
But the problem is, if like news comes out the day after they do their podcast, they have to wait like 2 weeks before they can talk about it.
That is true. Yeah, we get the scoop on that.
Yeah.
Like it matters. It's the fact that
it doesn't. Yeah.
Like Evercade has 2 actual podcasts about them that's been running for a long time. That's pretty damn cool when you think about it, right?
Yes.
Like other small retro companies would be so lucky to have 10 or so 30 plus guys talking about their products.
Right. Yeah.
I would love to do a toy podcast now. Like I could do toy podcasts. I'd love that. Just
talk about old toys and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Cool.
I
don't know. I just like Transformers. They're like the original widget toy, right?
Yeah.
Fidget toy. The original fidget toy.
Yeah, they're like I'm on meetings, and if I'm working from home, I'm on meetings, and it's like I'm not the primary speaker. I'm just there like listening or something like that. All of a sudden, like I'll be doing this, and I've got my camera on, and everybody goes, "Pete, what are you playing with?" And then this just derails it, and then we go into.
I'm just sitting there doing this.
Like especially our marketing guys, they go, "Oh my god, god! And then one marketing guy brought out his cycle. We were like,
That's
in
awesome.
the middle of a call with marketing, and the guy was like,
That's very cool.
because you can do that with Transformers because they didn't with GoBots because they didn't have guns, right? It was phase weapons out of their hands.
But they had the projectiles. You hit the button and it shot stuff.
Yeah, but in the cartoons, it was just rays.
Yeah, it was laser guns.
Yeah.
But it was like the case with G.I. Joe too. It was like everybody had lasers, and it was like, well, isn't this
Oh my god,
real
yeah,
life?
I could do that. Crow, we should do that, Crow. Just a podcast watching commercials.
Well,
Yeah, we do that. We'd somehow start talking about hot dogs. It always comes down to hot dogs.
And two of us would be on eBay buying stuff.
That's funny.
Just watch a commercial. Evercast After Dark. Yeah, not really.
Yeah, right.
After dark. I'm asleep by 9, guys. It doesn't even get dark here until 10 o'clock at night. What time does it get dark in New York? In New Jersey?
It's like 9.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say at the
further we go
latest
north-
here. Yeah, around 8:30 at the very latest.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here it's like it was 10 at 10:15. It got dark last night.
Yeah.
Like fully dark. It's just like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was still like mostly light out. It was dusk. I mean, you could see that it was like, it was starting to dim, but it was still mostly light out when they were shooting off all the fireworks last night.
Hey, Crow, you got a 3D printer, right?
Yes.
I should get you to print my tail fins for my broken ones for me, so at least I can stand them up. Right
Well,
now,
Rich has got a 3D printer too.
Yeah.
Yeah, postal's cheaper for.
Let's get
I
those-
asked Rich. It'll be 5 years before I get it.
Well, here's the thing: is like if you could find a model of it, I could print it. No problem.
I'm trying to find one for it because I need. Because right now he tips over because he needs these tail fins to kind of hold him up.
Got it. Yeah, as long as we can get the model for it, I can
Yeah.
make the STL.
I'm not good enough to design stuff from scratch unless it's very, very basic.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I was just gonna glue 2 pieces like a popsicle stick.
There you go.
That'll
Like
work
little
too.
pontoons.
Yeah. So, but wait, what is happening? Making
Hey,
Evercade exclusive.
oh, the
to
GoBot
Evercast
Evercade. Yeah, I'd buy that. I'd buy that for $1.
A VSR that transforms into a robot.
Voltron, I was not into. Like
And then you can fit
Voltron
it into
and
an
all
alpha.
Somebody did make those. They made like not real working consoles, but they had like a Super Nintendo that transformed to the Optimus Prime and a Genesis that transformed into Megatron.
That's pretty good.
That was years ago. I don't remember what happened to those, but they weren't real working consoles. They were just obviously toys.
That's
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah. I'd
Yeah,
have to
it's,
actually have one that would work though.
Hey,
So
good
much
morning,
to do.
Ryan. How you doing, bud?
Hey, what's going on? Welcome on in. We're about to wrap things up, but welcome on in.
We've exhausted our conversations on
Yeah.
Evercade now. It's just toys.
Yeah, now we're just hanging out. But before we get out of here though, anyone want to have some previews of what's going on their channel, all that kind of stuff?
Sure. I didn't put a video up for a while on the channel for a week because I was playing a bunch of games on my Switch 2, but I just put up Rune Factory, which I can't believe I've never played a Rune Factory game in my life before. But Guardians of Azuma is really fun,
Nice.
so I've got that up there. And a new video for members for Quest for the every Super Mario game is up. And I'm going to go see Jurassic Park with my son today in 3 hours. So I'm very excited because I'm a Jurassic Park nut.
Nice.
You know what's really funny about that the Jurassic Park thing is like I was buying Jurassic Park branded stuff recently, not realizing there was a new movie that was coming out.
Yeah, it's the start apparently of a new trilogy and it's doing really well. And I know people are just, don't go by reviews, I guess, because they constantly slam stuff. But I'm excited to see it because it's a new Jurassic Park. It's like, so, and my son wants to see it. So we're going to go see
I
it.
don't even know if I saw the last one. I probably did and don't remember.
Yeah, the last trilogy started off really nice and then it had some bumpy spots. Yeah.
I probably didn't see the last one because the last one I saw was all these dinosaurs escaping. They were like the people bidding on the dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's
Was that-
part 2.
Oh, so I have no clue. What is even the name of the third one?
The second one has a really cool chase though in a mansion. This modified raptor. It's like terrifying. It's like a terrifying chase. He's chasing a little girl, which is always creeps me out. But
Oh no.
yeah. So anyway, it's worth watching. It's like the prequels with Star Wars, right? People
Just for
find
once,
those-
I'd like to see
for
the
Star Wars.
Raptors get what they're going for. You know,
They do
they
a
always
lot
escape.
of times.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know, kill
Yeah.
one of the good people off. Throw people off. You know, have them kill the little girl. You know, then all bets are off. You don't know what's going to happen if you
Yeah,
see
you're
that.
like, well.
Like, yeah, it's like me. I like more Jurassic Park. I don't really care. But, the prequels, I enjoyed them because it was more Star Wars. The sequels, they don't exist in my mind. So
Yeah, I'm waiting for next week.
what's that?
Next week is the movies. Next week is for me.
Oh, Superman.
Yeah.
Hello, dude.
The only reason I want to see that is because
yeah,
I know
I gotta
Crypto's in it.
That's
1978
crypto, isn't it?
Superman comic, and right there beside me, can't see it. 900 Superman comics that I collected from 1978 to 1994.
Okay.
Actually, I watched a video with all these weird movies.
collect
It's like
them,
I
I
haven't
thought.
heard of most of these movies, and it's like I downloaded some of them. And last movie I saw was called Morons from Outer Space
What? That's awesome.
from like 1984.
Yeah, Superman's awesome because I think they're taking some of the late 80s, early 90s kind of stories, especially like, you know, they got Superdog in there, and they've got, it just feels like it's more to the comics, especially when you see a lot of the B villains in there. So I'm excited for it. So hopefully James Gunn is hit or miss for me for movies, so hopefully he does okay with this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited because of that whole like deep cut thing they're gonna see in the movie. Obviously, there's Lex, but there's all sorts of like cool little like tidbit characters that you're like only people who have read the comics don't even know.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean, right?
So it's like, okay, that's cool. So
it's like, you know, I'm tired of seeing, like, even though Lex Luthor's in there, because you need to have him in there. Like, it's just good to see like different villains in there. Like, that's why I kind of like Batman drives me nuts, right? There's every movie series at the same Batman. There's always a Joker. There's always a Riddler. There's always a Penguin. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no. You know?
Yep. Oh, that'd be cool. Drive in near.
Except when they did Batman Begins, it was Ra's al Ghul and
Yeah,
Scarecrow.
Yeah, he wasn't as famous as the other three, but
Yeah.
him and Scarecrow. Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
So-
guys.
Yeah, very cool. So yeah, on my side of things, we've got some more videos coming out about some Atari things. Me and Ballistic Coffee Boy are trying to solve a mystery about these Atari 2600 and 7800 pluses. I've been able to successfully update both of mine, but not everyone has been able to do the same. And we're trying to actually like troubleshoot to figure out what it is.
Has there
so
been
another
an
video
official
will go out
update?
today. Yeah, there was an official update.
Really, because I updated it with like an unofficial one a long time ago. Is there any point to updating it if you've already done that?
Yeah, there's new things in the update that allow for greater compatibility and better paddle controller support or something like that between the
Yeah,
consoles.
because that did need to be fixed. Yeah.
Yeah, so that fix has been implemented, which is awesome. Like I said, we're trying to solve the thing, and the community has been great because I put out my first video yesterday about this topic, and already like there's 2 or 3 people in the comments that are like, "Oh, I tried this, and then it worked for me," and then someone else will be like, "Oh, I tried the same thing, but it didn't work." So we're gonna figure it out. I think if I put the technology hat on, I think it has something to do with drivers either existing or not existing on the user's machine at the point they try to run the updater. But Atari didn't say anything about, oh, well, before you run this updater, please make sure you run this to uninstall the previous updater or driver.
Are you required to do the update? Like, do you have to?
No, you don't have to.
But if you don't update it, there's some games that won't work on it.
Correct.
Like the original games or new games?
Mostly new games.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
But like games like Circus Convoy wouldn't work.
Yeah, I don't care.
unless
I
you
don't
update
own
it.
any of those. I only own my original 7800 games, my original Atari games, like stuff like that.
Yeah. Crypto saying here, did you guys try to delete the old drivers or delete the pocket drivers?
See, it already seems like too much work for me anyway.
Yeah.
That's like,
So I didn't do that on my machine here, the one I'm sitting in front of right now, and that was the first one I did the news line for when the update came out, and it worked flawlessly. everything worked fine when I did my update for the 7800 plus. So the weird thing about it is that it looks like there's a different style of driver. Like it's a rock chip driver, because that's what it is. All these things are all like rock chip, chipsets. For that, the Super Pocket, the Evercade, they all use a similar driver. And that's the weird thing. Like I didn't change anything on my system; it worked. But apparently, if people uninstall the Super Pocket drivers or the old drivers for like the EXP or the old driver set that gets installed when you put in the one from the Atari Age thing, it seems to work. But he had the same error message, deleted those two drivers, ran the updater, and now it works. And then here's Ballistic says he can't get past the driver screen because it won't install on his system, which is it's not as smooth as probably Atari wanted it to be. But I would say in the future, the way to do it would be to run a check for drivers inside of the updater, and if it found a old or incompatible driver, prompts the user, hey, in order to run this program, you're gonna have to uninstall this. Do you want to? Yes, no. Yes, uninstall the driver, and then reinstall the new driver, and then go through the update. But I think that's where we're gonna wind up being, is pleading with Atari, hey, redo the driver package in your installer, and then that's it. So, remember to everyone be careful about opening your super packs when you receive them next week. The box for this batch are as fragile as ever. They tear easy. Open with caution. Okay.
Feels like Mike's directing that right at me, because the first time, remember, I got the Super Pocket, I ripped it opening it. First original one.
That's like, as long as the Super Pocket itself isn't fragile,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the cable.
What Super Pocket's coming?
It's the
Neo Geo and Data East.
Pocket, and the Data East Super Pocket.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I ordered those. I should check my email.
Yeah. I ordered Neo Geo Limited.
Yeah, I ordered a regular Neo Geo one. If I didn't, I'd probably have the other cartridges by now. But
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so with Ballistic talking about the cable thing. So I have this little cable. It's a USB-C, just random USB-C cable. Totally won't work on this process, by the way. But this
I gotta go get some breakfast, guys.
This Hyperkin one will work.
Well, that's the thing. Is like the thing you got to be careful with those cables is sometimes they don't have the wires to transfer data. They're only for power.
Goodbye.
But there's no way to identify.
See ya.
See you guys next week. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye. That's the thing about those USB cables is sometimes they're not designed to transfer data. They're only for power, and sometimes it's so if one doesn't work, you got to label them somehow. Like there's no way to label this is only for power, or this is for power and data.
That's the weird thing where it's like users are trying to like scour their house to find one that does both. So,
and it's really bad with like the adapters because you don't know sometimes what the power output is. I have to have like another device where I plug it into the thing just to find out what the power output is, because sometimes they're just not labeled on them.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean it's an interesting story at least. Like I said, I got another video that I recorded where I was able to successfully do the update on the 2600 plus. But I have yet to then go back to the two computers that didn't do the update properly to see if it was actually the cable that was the detriment for me. So at least then I can show people, hey, I went through the entire diagnostic process on 3 different machines and was either able to make it run on all 3 with 2 different operating systems, or it only worked on one. So, and then after that, I'm like, I don't know, I'm running out of computers and cables. So.
I'm running out of computers and cables. I'm trying to sort. I need to sort through. Like I have tons of cables everywhere, and I need to figure out which ones do what. Yes.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Other than that, there's like a couple of random videos will be coming out. I'm starting a fairly lengthy internal project on all 3 of the pillars of the channel: Atari VCS, Polymega, and Evercade. So when that starts, people will wind up like seeing sort of what's going on, because I'm going to explain the process as I'm going through the videos. But I think it'll be kind of cool, or at least just cool for me, because I want this tool for all 3 of them. and it doesn't technically exist the way I want it to. So I'm just going to do it myself. So, so there's that. But what do you got on your channel? Anything new coming out?
Well, I put out a video for a new Zachariah table, Star God Deluxe, I think it was. But other than that, I've been playing the Tomb Raider games still. I'm actually more than halfway done with Tomb Raider 2 because I've been actually just going at that almost like during all the free time I have. But then again, I get distracted a lot by killing Lara Croft as many times as I possibly can. Like, because every so often I just have to make her explode, you know? And
yeah. That's it.
Or I said, wow, I'm pretty high up. Let's like dive headfirst into this.
Swan dive into some concrete.
Yeah, and again, I have my video for the my death reel every time Lara Croft has died in Tomb Raider 1, and that video's over an hour long.
That's wild.
My Tomb Raider 2 one is right now because I do it. I edit the videos as I'm making them. It's at like the 44-minute mark. Just Lara Croft dying, and that's not even counting the ones where I made her explode on purpose, like the code where I make her explode. Because I have a separate one I'm building for that, and that one is already about 5 minutes long.
That's so wild. I'm gonna put that on one day when you're finished with that. I'll just throw it up on the big TV at work. We have like a centralized television in our office. There's like 3 of us in there, 2 different departments. I'm just gonna put
I actually have a third one. I also made a third one, and I'm doing it for both 1 and 2, where weird stuff, glitches and weird stuff that's happened. Because I had Lara die and float in midair, and like just weird stuff. And there's a weird glitch in Tomb Raider 2. I don't know if it's in the first one. I discovered it, and I found out about it when I was playing Tomb Raider 2. But you can make her teleport in certain spots. You can make her teleport to the top of buildings and stuff.
That's weird.
You have to be sitting like in the right spot. There has to be like corner of a building or a corner of something like that, and right off a ledge. And if you angle it just right and you just keep jumping, she'll just teleport right to the top. I've got her stuck in buildings. Like in Laura's mansion, like the tutorial level, I think in Tomb Raider 2. Yeah. I can make her teleport to the roof. And you can run around the roof all you want. Yeah,
that's wild. Yeah, I love messing with.
And that's why it takes me so long to play these games. I get distracted by all that stuff.
That's cool. That's fun stuff, though. So I'll definitely be waiting for those to come out.
But I also, and if I feel like it, and I probably should, I need to make a video on this, like I said I would, because I put out a video. It was like way back when I got it. It was still in the box, and I was okay, when I mod it, I'll make another video. Well, I finished modding it weeks ago, and I still never made a video.
Yeah, you got to get on that so that people can see what's going on with that thing. That's cool.
Yeah, there's still other stuff I want to do with it, but not for a while. So I probably should make that video. I did actually buy something recently. Oh, it's here. Yeah, here you go. I got. I bought one of these.
Oh, cool!
It's a DJI Action 5 because I wanted something for when I actually go to the Pinball Expo to be better to record with other than my phone.
Nice.
So I'll probably try. I already tested this out a bit, and it looks really good. But I'll probably film that video with that. But I've already also filmed video for this before I modded stuff, so I can have before and after. So I have no idea how long that's actually going to take me to edit because there's so much footage everywhere.
Well, that's very cool. So something to look forward to for sure. So, all right, awesome. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out with us and watching yet another Evercast. We'll be back next week with more. Hopefully there'll be some either news or some cool game updates or something like that we can talk about. Thanks for being an awesome chat as always. And we'll catch you right here next week. So see you guys later.
All right, see ya.
Peace.
Thanks, Crashline, Immortal Sojourn, Amber Cummings, Joe Whitlush, Alex Groot.